It has never been photographed awake. Every victim describes the same paralyzed smile. Origin Protocol. Incident File 006. Entity Designation. Mimicry-R006. Common Name. Tokoloshe. Classification. Mimicry-Class. Danger Level. Active. Sector Route Operational Zone. First documented contact. Approximately 800 CE. For 12 centuries, this entity has exploited human sleep cycles. It feeds on psychological distress and neurological disruption. Current containment status. None achieved. Active incidents continue across 17 nations. Dr. Sarah Mthembu was a respected sleep researcher at Johannesburg General Hospital. She specialized in treating chronic insomnia patients. Her work saved hundreds of lives across 3 decades. On March 15, 2019, Dr. Mthembu was found catatonic in her home office. Security footage showed her entering at 11:47 p.m. She remained motionless until dawn. Medical examination revealed severe psychological trauma consistent with sustained terror exposure. She described being unable to move or scream. A small figure sat on her chest for 6 hours. It smiled at her constantly. Dr. Mthembu never practiced medicine again. She died by suicide 14 months later. Dr. Mthembu was not the first. Origin Protocol Archives document 2,847 verified encounters since 1823. The pattern remains consistent across all cases. Victims report identical physical sensations. Paralysis. Pressure on the chest. Inability to breathe normally. The entity appears exclusively during REM sleep phases. It manifests as a small humanoid figure. Height. Approximately 60 centimeters. Always male in appearance. Disproportionately large genitalia observed in 89% of documented cases. The entity feeds on fear and helplessness. It never kills directly. Victims die later from stress-related complications or suicide. The psychological damage is permanent and irreversible. Incident Designation. Root Harvest 47. Date. August 3, 1994. Location. Soweto Township, Section J. The entity targeted an entire apartment building. 43 residents experienced simultaneous encounters over 6 consecutive nights. Children as young as 4 years old were affected. The entity appeared to multiple victims simultaneously. This defied previous understanding of its operational parameters. By day 7, residents began attacking each other. They blamed neighbors for summoning the entity. 14 people died in the resulting violence. The building was abandoned. It remains empty today. Local authorities classified the incident as mass hysteria. Origin Protocol records show the entity was never contained. It simply moved to a new hunting ground. Mimicry-R006 is a parasitic consciousness. It exists in the liminal space between wakefulness and sleep. The entity cannot manifest during full consciousness. It requires the victim's brain to enter REM state. During sleep paralysis, the human nervous system is naturally immobilized. The entity exploits this vulnerability. It feeds on neurochemical responses to terror. Specifically, cortisol, adrenaline, and dopamine disruption. Each feeding session damages the victim's sleep architecture permanently. The entity grows stronger with each encounter. However, Origin Protocol research identified one critical weakness. The entity cannot maintain manifestation if the victim achieves lucid dreaming state. Conscious awareness during REM sleep disrupts its feeding mechanism completely. Agent Rebecca Tao was Origin Protocol's first successful counteroperative. She volunteered for experimental contact in 2021. Dr. Martinez trained her in lucid dreaming techniques for 18 months. On contact night, Tao achieved conscious awareness during entity manifestation. For the first time in recorded history, a human spoke to Mimicry-R006. Tao described the entity's reaction as pure terror. It immediately attempted to flee. But lucid dreaming gave Tao control over the shared mental space. She trapped the entity within her own nightmare. For 47 minutes, the roles reversed completely. The predator became prey. The entity begged for release. Tao documented its weaknesses before allowing it to escape. Operation Dream Harvest commenced January 15, 2022. 12 trained lucid dreamers were deployed across known entity territories. The plan exploited Mimicry-R006 compulsive feeding behavior. The entity cannot resist a vulnerable sleeping target. Each operative entered lucid dreaming states simultaneously. The entity manifested to multiple operatives at once. This overextended its consciousness across 12 separate dream spaces. The operatives coordinated their responses through shared lucid dream communication. They constructed a collective nightmare prison. The entity was trapped within a recursive dream loop. Unable to wake. Unable to feed. Unable to escape. For the first time in 12 centuries, the predator experienced the helplessness it inflicted on others. Mimicry-R006 remains contained within the collective dream construct. The entity cannot manifest in physical reality. However, the prison requires constant maintenance. 3 operatives must maintain lucid dreaming states in 8-hour shifts. Any disruption releases the entity immediately. Furthermore, satellite monitoring detected similar entities in Madagascar and Tanzania. Initial classification suggests a connected species network. The original entity may have been reproducing during its 12th century feeding period. Origin Protocol has dispatched research teams to investigate. Current operational status shows 17 potential contact sites across sector route. The night harvest may have only just begun. File remains open. Cross-reference. Madagascan research team reported similar entities exhibiting collective behavior patterns. Reference Mimicry M014 preliminary findings. End of file.